Hello and welcome to an unboxing and initial impressions. Should I buy? Should I hold off? Should I upgrade? Kind of video. I'm doing this because we've had some questions come in as far with regards to the Dark Souls 3 strategy guide from Prima Games. So we finally got our strategy guide in. I started working on the review this weekend. A couple hours into the game, I'd say about halfway through the guide at this current moment. So I should be able to turn that over relatively quickly within the next week is my plans, hopefully. But let's look at what comes in the collector's edition, then do an initial impressions, and then we'll wrap up with a should you upgrade, should you buy it, should you hold off, that kind of thing. So the collector's edition comes with, it does come with a code for their e-guide, which I love having e-guides. It's always nice to have something on a tablet or on your phone, whatever. Just that way it makes it easier to search depending on what you're doing. Also, e-guides can be updated. We've also seen where from Prima Games, the e-guide actually is better than the actual physical strategy guide because they've made changes to it. They've updated information. Found that I think it was either Resident Evil or Thief, and I forget which one it was, but we did tackle that too. I will be kind of comparing and contrasting in the full review later on. So let's look at what comes in the collector's edition of the Dark Souls 3 strategy guide. First, you get a very nice hardcover book. And you'll notice, if you've already gotten a couple of these books, the Dark Souls 1 and 2 from Future Press, you'll notice that Prima Games did a very nice job at kind of sticking with the same kind of style of artwork and theme that they've put that have been in the other Dark Souls guides. It's also nice because when you open it up, you get some nice artwork that goes on both sides. It also comes with this lovely little notebook. And it is indeed a nice little notebook. Here you can see the lines. If you look over here, you'll see that you have a nice little bonfire right there. So that's pretty cool. And pages, kind of a little waxy feeling. So it does have a little bit higher quality feel kind of built into it. You can use this for build notes. If you're a speedrunner, because I've seen speedrunners actually have notebooks with like where they want to go, what they want to tackle, what items they want to pick up. I'll probably just put this in my camera bag because I really like it, and it'll be nice for field notes and jotting down stuff that I'm doing photographically. So this is the collector's edition. I'm not holding up the code because obvious reasons, but so you get the two nice hardcover. You get a nice hardcover book, and then you get the nice little notebook. As a side note, there is one more step up from what we got, and that is the Estus, however you want to say that, bundle. I do remember this it was kind of like a limited edition kind of run, so I don't know how many are out there, but on Amazon right now it is $74. To me, not worth it. What you get in that edition is you get basically the same setup along with the code. This comes with a nice little cover for the book, so you get a little bit more artwork, but it also comes with a box that looks like a treasure chest. It comes with a little sword, kind of like a little letter opener kind of ordeal, and then it comes with an Estus flask. If you look at the pictures of what people got, the sword looks pretty decent. I don't know how high quality of metal that is made out of, or how stiff or how sturdy it is, but I can tell you the Estus flask looks like a dollar store toy. It's the collector's edition that we have, that I am showing you right now, is $24. So that jump in price, not worth it to me. You can decide for yourself if that's really what you want to do, but so be it. Now, it's kind of like your small unboxing. Now, we're going to do an initial impressions. As I said, I've already been working on this. Started on it this weekend, about, I don't know, 40% of the way through, 50% of the way through, so I should hopefully have it done soon. But for those who may not remember or don't know, Future Press is what we are going to be rating the Prima Games Guide to. The reason why is Future Press did the strategy guides for Dark Souls 1, 2. They did the Bloodborne and Bloodborne the Old Hunters. We reviewed Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Bloodborne. We did not get one for the DLC for Bloodborne. All of those I gave a 4.5 out of 5, I do believe. They were all really good. Very, very solid. Lots of information. So this is the standard to which I will be rating this. Seems kind of fair, right? I mean, Dark Souls, it's a big series. We've already gotten 2 guides from one company. Now we're going to compare another company and see how they work. So, as you can already kind of notice, like I said, artwork, styles look pretty similar. Whereas this is Dark Souls 2, but you get the nice little text on the back here, so you got a little bit of stuff there. We always like to do an initial find, and here you can see you get a nice tab system here for navigating, whereas on Future Press it's tab, but I mean it's just straight up and down. Okay, what you should have maybe caught when I was doing that is just look at the thickness of the 2. Future Press is on the bottom, so you can already tell that it is actually, cannot do this without dropping it, it's thicker. The other thing I happen to notice is that if you take these and put them side by side, you'll notice Future Press has about a finger width longer pages. Does that mean Dark Souls 2 has more information? Or does that mean Dark Souls 2 is a longer game? Is Dark Souls 3 lacking in content? No. Let's start off with just a basic. For me, this was a big ordeal because I use this a lot. In Future Press, all their guides came with this massive index at the very end of the guide. Made it super simple. Run into an NPC, look it up. Do I have to kill it? Do I not have to kill it? What happens if I kill it? Because killing an NPC can make the game much harder for you as opposed to leaving an NPC alive. Finding weapons, that way you knew if you're going to invest those hard farm Titanite shards into your weapon. Easy, just come back here, find it, find the page, go turn to it. Remember, so here's what we got as far, and this is, I mean, you've got starts here. You got 2 whole pages covered in it, and then you got credits. So it's like 2.5 pages worth of index, just telling you where to go. Prima games, no index, but a table of contents. That's it. That right there should already be a warning to some people. Future Press guides often read like an encyclopedia. You didn't really, they got you, they would get you through the game. They would tell you how to go through it. But if you open up almost any page, the reason why I turned that was because I turned to this, so you had some nice artwork. So that obviously isn't going to work out. But if you turn to this, you can see just a good amount of information. This is a boss fight, Chandra. So you can already see, some nice details. Very obviously, probably various phases, maybe some different patterns. You also get nice little stuff down here detailing that. This kind of stuff goes through out. Look at all that information. All the little dots up on the map here correlate to stuff going on down here. There's tons of information. Gave you stuff like, when you get to this area, you want to kill this thing before it does this, or watch out for this NPC that you may accidentally hit because you're killing enemies. Here's items you want to watch out for. Here's how you get to those places. Here's how New Game Plus differs in this area versus regular game. All that information in here, as well as how your weapons upgrade, how those, the stats that go between it, so that you knew if you really wanted to upgrade a weapon or not. Now we get to Dark Souls 3, the Prima games. You'll remember the maps that we saw just in the Future Press. Here you can see how less information there is here. Here you can see that it's more a little bit of screenshots, a little bit of information. Let's see if we can't find, yeah, here's some weapons and armor. That's about it. It's just like a little brief description. The upgrades on the weapons didn't really, let's see if I can't find one real quick. These are all spells. But here you've got weapons. And it doesn't really tell you. I mean, you get this little chart right here is your upgrade for the weapons that are soon to follow. Whereas Future Press kind of gave you information This just tells you, here's what it is at its base, and then it scales as a D/E/minus. So obviously it doesn't scale when you're in New Game Plus Plus. And then an E. That's it. There's nothing else. Not really telling you if you really want to kind of upscale or anything like that. So I can tell you if you're just on the fence, if you want to buy it at all or not. And I can tell you this, what you're reading on Amazon, if you're looking at those reviews, they're pretty true. I have found stuff missing. I have found maps being incomplete already. I've found items and weapons just not having the amount of wealth of information as we had in Future Press. So again, this is just an initial impressions. This is after a couple hours of play on this. I can already tell you if you're expecting Future Press quality or you were hoping for Future Press quality, it's not there. Yeah. So that was the initial impressions. What we've already kind of come to experience. So should you, if you're going to buy it either way, should you buy the paperback or the collector's edition? I've already kind of tackled the Estus Flask. That one's up to you, but I'm going to say that's not worth it. The collector's edition, I will say, if you already own Dark Souls 1 and 2, and you already own them, and I mean, this is pretty much the only way that Future Press released them. They always put out really good guides. But this is the way that they release. If you've already owned these two, then yes, upgrade to the collector's edition, because it's, if you're like me, it's, you want to have a complete set. So, you know, so you got the nice, it would complete it. It looks nice. I'm upset that we didn't get the Protoss expansion for StarCraft 2. Like I got a nice Terran, got a nice Zerg strategy guide, but they never made the Protoss when that expansion came out. So it hurts. It hurts right in the feels that I don't have that. But yes, if you already own the prior two strategy guides, it's just a very nice way to collect, just to, you know, wrap it up, complete it, that kind of ordeal. Also, this is really nice. The notebook, that is really, I love this. Can't wait to just carry this around with me. If you don't own the prior two guides and you still want to buy it, I'd go with the paperback. Save yourself the like $5. Take yourself out for a drink, an afternoon beverage, whatever. Probably not really worth upgrading that all much. If you're on the fence, you heard my initial impressions. It will be up to you to decide at this point if you really want to invest or not. I'm going to try to have a review within a week to just hammer out a little bit more on this. Like I said, I will be looking at the e-guide as well as what they have as far as this is concerned, the hardcover. So, yeah, up to you. But like I said, if you already own two of them, it's definitely worth upgrading just to have that nice complete set. It would look really funny, at least to me. It's up to you. But yeah, I'm glad that I can now complete this because Dark Souls is coming to an end now. And yeah. If you want to save a few bucks, just go with the paperback. With that, like we always like to remind you, don't be a dick on the internet. And I'm out now. Peace.